the number one meal to clean out your arteries. And what is it? It's actually the lack of a meal. It's fasting. Let's dive right into that. The why, the how, the magic. Question number one: why is fasting the best meal for cleaning out your arteries? Question number two: which form of fasting has the biggest impact in cleaning out your arteries? And question number three: does having clean arteries actually even matter? Question number one: why is fasting the best meal for cleaning out your arteries? Fasting is not just a weight loss journey, but a path to cellular tune-up. Fasting is often hitched to shedding pounds, but its real star role is in this thing called autophagy. Think of autophagy like a cleanup crew inside your cells, healing out the broken parts and turning them into new energy. This whole process, it's like a reset button, dialing down inflammation and boosting your overall health vibe. Fasting is a crafty tool for fine-tuning metabolic health, turning down the heat on inflammation, all without tipping the scale. But, and this is the key, fasting's a road that needs careful navigation. You got to make sure you're fueling up enough to dodge malnutrition, but that's not as difficult as some people think. Question number two: which form of fasting has the biggest impact on cleaning out one's arteries? Prolonged water fasting, it's like hitting the turbo button. Big, quick impact. But here's the thing. If shedding weight isn't on your to-do list, this might not be your best bet. This health journey we're talking about, it's not a quick dash or even a long-haul marathon. Marathons wrap up in a few hours. But what we're diving into, it's a lifelong gig, a real game changer. It's about reshaping your whole eating playbook for keeps. And let's talk about this yo-yo fasting rodeo. Dropping weight, picking it back, adding 10 pounds, losing 10 pounds, adding it back. That's like a ride nobody wants to be on. So what's prolonged water fasting? Why is that the heavyweight champion of impact? Well, it's simple. It slashes calories like no other, at least on an immediate basis. The steeper and swifter you cut those calories, the faster you're diving into autophagy. But remember, we're playing the long game here. Say your metabolic rate's 2,000 calories a day. Skip eating for 2 days and you dodge 4,000 calories. Trim just 10% off of your daily intake for a week and you're only sidestepping 1,400 calories. But keep that up every day for a month and you're cutting out 5,600 calories. So what works for you? That's really the golden question. Some folks ride the wave of prolonged fasting, maybe every other week, sometime once a month or a quarter. Others groove better with intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating. Then you've got the creative ones that are trying things like sardine fasts. Find your groove, something you can jam with for the long haul. And those caveats to fasting for arterial health, some folks worry it's like a risky business. But let's be real. Humans have been fasting since the dawn of time. It's not some major hazard, except maybe for good health. Sure, it might make you a bit edgy, a little bit grumpy while you're at it, but that's just part of the ride with fasting. The assumption that a meal can clean your arteries. So besides the lack of a meal and activating autophagy, it really isn't about one special meal cleaning your arteries. It's the whole lifestyle. Diet's the king of the castle because you can't fast all the time. It's about what you're munching on 24/7, day in, day out, week after week, year after year, decade after decade. It's about reshaping your permanent eating habits. Rule numero uno: get to know your own metabolism. That's the key. Take a gander at some of the latest scoop. It looks like folks over 18 struggle with burning carbs, at least half of them. So when you're not burning carbs right, you start pumping out more insulin. And too much insulin puts the brakes on burning fat. It's like starting with a problem in one fuel tank and ending up with both tanks being on the fritz, leading to the Grim Reaper's insulin spiral of death. We talked about that before. Question number 3. Does having squeaky clean arteries really matter? Well, yeah, that depends on your definition of clean. If we're talking about arteries free of plaque, then it matters a lot. Why, do you ask? Plaque in those arteries is like having a ticking time bomb for cardiovascular events, the kind that can lead to some serious harm and even check you out of the game permanently. But here's the twist. The real McCoy in this story, it's not that plaque itself is the bad guy. It's the inflammation that comes with it. It's like an angry posse in your bloodstream. Inflammation, that's what really stirs up the danger. It's like having a quiet troublemaker in the crowd. You don't even see the trouble until it's already up on you.
12 weird signs that you have liver damage. In this video, we're going to be taking a deep